In 1956, 20,000 women marched in silence to the Union buildings in Pretoria against the pass laws. Women had their voices heard without raising their voices. And this Women's Day, I've thought about talking about something super inspirational because that's where we all think Women's Day started. And although that's where the pivotal moment for women's rights in South Africa started, that's not the Women's Day that we're celebrating today. Today, I feel like women have forgotten why we actually celebrate Women's Day. And we forget that Women's Day is in the plural, that we're celebrating not just ourselves as women, but we're actually celebrating other women. And we're celebrating each other's victories. We're celebrating each other's battles, and we're raising our hands to say that I'll have your back. I've encountered so many different scenarios since my Miss SA days up till this very day, where what women empowerment is supposed to feel like has really left me with a foul taste in my mouth, because I've realized that we've changed women empowerment to self-empowerment and changing what women's rights are supposed to look like into what I feel like my right is supposed to feel like. There are too many disconnects. Sometimes you look at something and it looks so amazing and it looks like this person has got success and influence and fortune and that they've really been a trailblazer in their own right. Sometimes it looks like certain organizations look like they are trailblazers and that they're fighting for women's rights, only to experience that when in personal contact with it, it feels far removed from that. Unfortunately, life in the 21st century has become so accustomed to breaking down boxes and removing labels and making sure that there's so much fluidity in society that everything has just become this big cauldron and one big box where we still need to fit in, still haven't found our voices, still haven't found the guts to stand up for what we believe in, and still too afraid that if we do speak out, we'll be reprimanded for it. Recently, I've encountered a woman who I held in the highest esteem. It's someone that I've looked up to for so many different years. She looks like she's really had it made. She's got incredible influence, incredible success, a whole list of accolades behind her name. In this encounter, I felt like this little girl who had met a hero and really looked up to this person. The gist of this conversation was super polarizing. It was, there's a me, there's a you, there's a better, there's a lesser, there's a wiser, and there's an inferior. And I just felt my confidence and all this hope that I've set on this person's shoulders and all my expectations that I've built up over years just really sink lower than low, because I had thought that we were fighting for an us, and that women who pave the way are paving it because they want others to tread in their footsteps. Just to find out that this person has been a trailblazer, but she's been very adamant in walking the road alone. Sometimes I feel like if you want to climb a mountain and there's not a person who can actually take a photo of you there, putting it lightly, then what does it all mean? It means that you have done that, but where does it actually go beyond you? Where does it actually go beyond you having fought this battle for yourself and achieving something for yourself, if there's not going to be someone that you actually take with you up that mountain? We have fought for women's rights and we've found ourselves in different positions of influence and authority, but then we've all of a sudden made it all about us, me, my wants, my needs, my rights, even if it imposes on other women. This Women's Day, I don't feel like I want to be inspiring and uplifting. I'm disappointed. I feel disappointed because we're having the same conversation again, but this time there are greater consequences to the voice that we found. This voice that doesn't unify, this voice that does polarize people. We're still having the conversation about women competing for each other, not celebrating each other's victories, which means I feel like I'm back to square one again. If there's one wish and hope and dream that I have for women in South Africa and globally, is that we can set aside our pride in what we're fighting for. Because the righteous battle gets fought with humility. We've raised a generation of leaders who are all single-minded leaders, who have forgotten that leading starts from behind, encouraging, pushing forward, uplifting, motivating, not a leader who stands in front and says, "Hey, I'm here over the line already, and why are you behind me?" I think of all the qualities that women have, our intuition, our wisdom, the way that we approach certain things, the quality that I esteem the most is the fact that we are supposed to be nurturers. And that does not mean that you can't be a nurturing leader. It means that we have an inherent ability to make it bigger than ourselves. And that is what Women's Day to me is about, is that it's not about just me, Melinda, my success, my business, my influence, my social circles, the things that I can hook onto my belt. Make sure that the voice that you fought for is used to uplift and to unify. That voice is meaningless and takes us back 40 years, 50 years, 100 years, if it's just a voice to exert your own right and your own value. The point is that I know that I am a woman who has influence, and I can't have my voice be silenced because I'm scared of offending people. I think those offended need to sit and have serious introspection about the kind of woman they've become and what they've used their voices for, and realize that we need to set our pride aside and know that a woman is only a woman if she brings unity where she's sent. Happy Women's Day.